Alrighty, I'm in the truck machine. Man, is it hot in here. It's like a frickin' sauna. I got both doors open. Well, that one was open. Wind keeps blowing it shut. And I think I'm pulling 8 cars. And I think 5 are loaded. I'm going to stick you out the mirror here so you can kind of see how many cars I'm pulling. Don't know how well you're actually seeing that.
Alright, I'm going to take out. Pull back 3 feet, I'll check the other side.
And now I'm going to attempt to try pull it. Because I'm on a bend here, I can't use the, on the back. Actually, you can see the coupler right there. I have one on the back also.
Good.
But because I'm on this bend here, you can actually see it in the tracks. I can't lift. Son of a bitch, see, it's pulling me back already. I can't lift this up. If you actually watch that coupler, I'll lower it. See how it goes down? Then I can bring it back up. Well, when I hook to the actual rail car, I can lift the rail car and put some added weight on this machine so that it actually gives me some traction. But with being on the rail, I can't lift the car because the wheels have to be able to turn, and the tongue needs to move on the coupler.
Buddy, bring it back to me.
Oh, this will be fun. This will probably drag me 20 feet.
We'll have to jiggle it around a little bit, best we can.
But yeah, I can't use the tongue weight because I'll run the possibility of derailing the cars. So yeah, this little handle right here discharges the air from my rail cars and applies the brake. So that's my brake pedal down there for the actual rail machine I'm running. That's my throttle right there, and I don't need that. But yeah, you watch the gauge right there, you'll see the actual pressure going down. That's applying brakes to my car. And I just applied brakes, and let's see how far it drags me. Oh, that's not too bad. But yeah, that's, well, okay, I'll give you a quick rundown. This is my first, second, third gear. My forward, neutral, reverse. This one here, you see how it says road drive. Well, on the side of this, there's big military tires, and I can lower them down and actually lift the car off the tracks when it's on the tires. And that's with this handle right here, and this handle right here. You can actually see raise and lower coupler, and then I can side shift that coupler too, so that if you're lined up with the car and it doesn't work, oh yeah, that's going to work, I forgot. But yeah, and then this button here makes the rear coupler unhook. This button here makes the front coupler unhook. I don't know if this will work or not. Yeah, no. This is my stand to get traction on the rail. Push it that way. It drops, there's little holes on the front, drops the sand out, push it that way, drops it backwards. This black button here is the air I use to put air in the rail cars. This button here is the air brake for the actual machine I'm running. This is the air gauge. Let me know how much air I have in the system. And then we got heater, lights, fan, which is going wide open because it's like a freaking sardine can in here and I'm sweating my, you know what off. Lights, this is my bell. Yes, I do have an air horn. But if I use it, they get a little upset because the neighbors go, oh, it's always too loud. So yeah, we've been told to kind of refrain on using this. But it's like a safety thing. I don't know how they can actually say it, but whatever. They don't want us using it. I won't use it. But when I'm done here, I'll give you a little walk around on the outside of this thing. It's not very big. But if any of you watched Bill T-Max's video yesterday about the rail cars, each car we load is on average 253,000.
Alright.
283,000. And that's one car. I have 8 hooked up here. So let's see if we can start pulling again. See if we start spinning. Yeah, there we go, spinning already. And you can obviously
3, 2, 1, and good.
You can obviously hear the radio communication between us. He's down there at the scale, and we have 2 separate scales. So you put the front wheels on the first scale, and sometimes the car actually is the right length and it fits both scales at the same time. Most of the time they're longer. So you put the front ones on first, he gets the weight of that, then you take it 3 feet, put the back wheels on, you get the weight of that, because there's like 2 separate scales there. I'll show you that too later. And you got to kind of add the 2 of them together and hope you're within spec. Because if you do go over, we do get fined from CP for being over. I think the last fine we got, we were only 5,000 over, was a $10,000 fine. So you want to try and make sure that you actually make your weight, try to stay pretty close to it, right? But yeah, once I get over the sweat box, I'll give you a quick walk around of this thing. Alrighty, we'll talk to you in a bit. Okay, now that I'm off the bend and I'm going to be pushing the cars down, I'll show you how that tongue weight works, and it lifts the actual rail car up, and it gives me some extra weight on this track machine to, well, for actually pulling and braking, but watch the coupler where it hooks to the rail car. Now that car's loaded, now I'm got the weight of the actual track machine and half of 253,000 pounds. So to help me in assist in pulling and backing up, stopping. But you don't trust it. Sometimes I'll get going backwards, and even with, he'll put on probably 2 brakes as I'm pushing backwards. We're going to roll them down and drop them. But even with those 2 brakes back there, and me playing with the air up here to actually apply the brakes, sometimes I can't stop going backwards. So what I'll have to do is I dynamite the brakes, and I'll push this black button back in right here, and what that does is it drops all the air instantly from the brakes, and the brakes actually dynamite. So it's basically like a tractor trailer, right? So if you slam that down, it disperses all your air, and the brakes just dynamite lock right up. And I have had to do it a couple of times because, like I said, when you're pulling 8 loaded cars at 280,000 pounds apiece, yeah, it's kind of hard to stop when you're on steel. It's like trying to brake on ice, you know what I mean? So yeah, I'm just sitting here waiting for him so that we can drop those, and then we'll set up the next cars to be loaded. And once that's done, I'll give you a little walk around of this thing outside. So you ever see the numbers on the side of a rail car and wonder what they're all for? Well, this one right here, LTWT 71,300, that's what the car is supposed to weigh empty. 9 times out of 10, it doesn't. It's usually a lot more because it's like gravel and everything else in it. But yeah, that's what it stands for. And then those are the serial of the actual car for tracking. But yeah, I'll take you up and show you the scales and what they look like. There's 2 of them. Some cars fit perfectly on both scales and some don't. So you have to weigh the front wheels, and then you pull it 3 feet and put the back wheels on. But we'll take a walk up and I'll show you them. And there's the little engine that could. And yes, that's all scrap that gets put in the car. Our crane operators are good, but sometimes they miss. But as you can see those military wheels on there. Like I said, when I get to pavement, I can lower those down and lift that thing right off of the tracks, and then it becomes a road vehicle. But there's the first scale right there. So that's where the back wheels of the car sit. And there are the front, the other set of scales. Oh, Jesus, this shit's hard to walk on. Where the front wheels sit. And there's the printout up there. But yeah, there's my little engine that could. That's what I operate. Pull the cars back and forth. Woohoo. Nothing fancy. Noisier than hell. Heater don't work half the time in the wintertime, and it's got no AC in the summer, so yeah, some days it sucks getting in that thing. It's like a freaking sardine can. But yeah, just thought I'd share a little bit of that with you. Maybe next week I'll get some footage of the shear we just bought. That thing's pretty cool. It'll cut up to like 3/4 inch plate. Oh, and I see a truck's here, so I gotta go. I have to grade them and take pictures.